Welcome back. There really isn't an off-season for the Minnesota State track and field team. I'm joined alongside assistant coach Chris Parno. And coach, what does the summer really look like for you? I know we've got a few athletes still sticking around and doing a little bit of training.
Right, yeah. Obviously, we have a pretty lengthy time here, about 3 months after nationals, where the athletes are just recuperating, resting a little bit, and then we'll start in with some summer training here in July. But for the most part, the big group at least gets some time off. Denisha, running for the Bahamas, and a few others with those opportunities will keep training and keep pushing through, but they'll get a little bit of break after their summer. So,
what does the recruiting period kind of look like for you in the summer? Is that kind of a time for you to make some of those trips?
Yeah, I mean, we do our state meet kind of circuit. So we go to Minnesota and the Wisconsin state meets right after our season's done. And, we're still calling and having visits with transfer athletes from different universities after the season. That usually picks up a little bit. So then we're kind of focusing now on the 2024 class for the folks that just finished up their junior year. So it's going well. Like I said, we've had some people in here this last week that, if we get them, could be some pretty big, impactful people. So yeah, no, I'm excited to see where that goes for this year's class, but then obviously starting next year's class as well. So
when you look at this season as a whole, runner-up in the indoor competition on the women's side, runner-up in the outdoor competition as well, how exciting was it just to see kind of all the marks? It felt like a new bar was set for Minnesota State track and field.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like all the finals that we had somebody in, either we were in a position to win it or be a high top point scoring. We had a lot of people across all the events, which is always a good thing, on the men and the women's side. And, on the women's side specifically, indoors when we were, supposed to win nationals, we get second. It's a little bit different feeling when we win in ranked third or fourth and then, go up and get second. So the team that won was obviously pretty good, pretty built out with some older talent and everything. So we bring back quite a bit, and we've added some very big pieces on both sides. And again, I mean, sweeping the conference titles is always a great thing. Getting all 4 of those again this year, and what we did at Drake, winning those relay titles and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just trying to fill the trophy case up, So
earlier you mentioned Denisha Cartwright, the D2 Athlete of the Year. What does, in working with her on a daily basis, what is it that she really kind of brings to the table that's very unique for athlete?
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you're really fast. But no, I mean, she brings a great work ethic every day. I mean, you always know that she's going to come and, have 100% effort, and, everything that you put out there for her to do, she'll do it tenfold. So that obviously makes it a little bit easier on my end. I can really plan out and sequence everything, knowing that we'll accomplish each one of the tasks along the way. So that's been a big part, and I'm really excited for her opportunities this summer. I mean, last summer she got to compete and actually ran an even faster time than she did during the collegiate season. So I think it's always going to help her going down and seeing some different competition and some of the other national athletes from the Bahamas. And so I think she's got a really good shot at making that relay, and I don't think there's anybody better on the leadoff leg for sure. So
we've seen her do some pretty incredible things over her career at MSU. Is she quite possibly the best athlete to come through this program?
I would say so. Her teammate is obviously Michaela is challenging her all along the way the entire time. I think Denisha's a 26-time All-American and Michaela's a 21-time All-American, and they both still have another year left. I think Michaela has her on individual national championships maybe right now, or either that or they're tied. I think they both have 4 or 5. So, when you talk about one, you almost got to bring in the other one. But obviously, currently, Denisha is – I don't know if there's anybody in the history of the NCAA that already has 26, and she has a whole other year left. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun when all is said and done with your eligibility to take a picture with all those trophies all at once and do a cool little photo shoot with that. But, yeah, I don't know. Program history-wise, though, she's definitely got to be the top as far as just accolades go, for sure.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. And tomorrow during Maverick Insider, we'll sit down with Denisha Cartwright to see what she's doing to prepare to potentially grab a spot on that Bahamas national team.